Welcome to the Panamia Ask the Expert podcast, where you learn Oracle Cloud from world's leading experts. I'm Linus, and joining me today is Marelise Steenkamp. You'll probably know her from creating all the HCM training for Panamia.com and being very active on LinkedIn, posting new videos every day. Today, we want to talk about procurement dashboards because, Marelise, you spent a lot of time on these ones on your last client. So first, thank you for joining.
Thank you, Linus, for having me. Always great to chat with you.
So let's jump right into it. When we talk about these dashboards, you spent a lot of time on your last client working on custom procurement dashboards. So why is it, what exactly did they need?
So with my last client, they were more service orientated than goods with regards to their procurement area. And as we know, there are similarities, but there's also a lot of differences with that. And they needed to understand the way that they can view their data to make to get their business insights and to make their decisions in a timely manner. So that was one of the main reasons why they requested the custom OTBI dashboards.
All right. Makes sense to me, but you just said custom OTBI dashboards. I mean, why? Oracle does come with a dashboard for procurement out of the box, right? Why wouldn't?
Yeah. So the pre-built-in templates that one receives from Oracle are pretty niche with the procurement, although they are summarizing some of the areas that they think a business would be interested in seeing. But now businesses have different areas that they want to focus on, depending on what time of the year, season, quarter they are in. So yeah, the templates or the seeded ones that was available did not have enough detail in for them to continue on them. And that is one of the reasons why also the KPIs changed quarterly, sometimes monthly, depending on where they were with some of their rollouts to other business units. So yeah, I think that was basically the two main reasons why they wanted custom dashboards.
Okay, and I guess it doesn't make sense to take the seeded ones and customize them around.
In some of the areas, we were able to use one or two of them and just to edit them. And then they had like third-party integration. So they had some other data that they also want to see. So yeah, so some of them we were able to edit to show them what they wanted to see. Their drill down did differ a little bit on the detail that they wanted to see on some of the transactions. So there we needed to go and create new dashboards for those analysis. But yeah, one or two of the default ones were edited and we were able to use them. The rest we custom and build them up with them, in relation with them, to understand exactly what it is that they wanted to see on them.
Okay. Let me wheel back for a second because you just mentioned these KPIs that they were changing on a quarterly basis or often depending on their business strategy and rollout. Can you give me some examples on that specific client? What they were looking to see, for example, what wasn't there in Oracle already?
Yeah, so on two of their business units, they have been using Oracle for about 2 years. On some of their business units, they were still looking to roll them out. So when they looked at their data, they looked basically at what they created previously, how it worked, and how they could improve on it. So the KPIs changed according to that, where they were in their process. And just to quickly mention, I think it was 5 or 6 custom dashboards that we did create for them. And if I can use one example, procurement operation dashboard. So in the beginning, they wanted to see more of the aged requisition lines, like how many requisitions or how long did it take a requisition to process or get processed prior to 5 days, 5 to 10 days, 1 month, those type of things. And then later on, they changed those KPIs to focus more on touchless versus buyer assist requisitions. They wanted to see how many recs gets processed that's touchless, basically then processed by themselves, versus where the buyer did assist the requisition. So yeah, that's just to mention some of the KPIs. And like I mentioned, it changed according to where they were in their process, where they were in the quarter, and what decisions they needed to make.
Yeah. I mean, these key performance indicators are really not just business context. They use them mainly to see how good the progress was in the implementation, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the.
Okay, interesting. It sounds like there's a lot. I mean, I do remember, because I tried to call you and you were super busy all the time, that you spent a pretty long time there. Can you walk me a little bit more through the process and maybe also mention some important things or pitfalls that other people listening right now could profit from when they want to approach the same thing?
Yeah, sure. So this project specifically, this client, it was a unique situation. Like I mentioned, some of the business units were already using Oracle Cloud Procurement module, and then others they were still looking to bring over. So when we met up with them, they had a clear picture of what they thought they wanted to see. And they presented us with a very detailed PowerPoint on what they wanted to see on these dashboards. We needed to go and understand how they are utilizing the procurement module at the moment, what they are using, what they are not using, where the third-party integrations comes in, how that data is being viewed in the Oracle, in the OTBI area. Also to make them realize that although the transactions and the actions that's happening inside of Oracle Cloud, we can show them in real-life data. We can show them real-life data on the analysis. But when it comes to those third-party data that's being integrated into Oracle Cloud, those are not necessarily real-life data that we are displaying to them. So there were a couple of things that we need to work around just to show them a realistic picture of what it is that they can expect and get to see on their dashboards, to make timely decisions and to get the correct business insight. They also had some custom flex fields. We needed to understand what they wanted to see around those. So yeah, there was a couple of things that we needed to discuss with them, and then we came back. We also needed to show them what the testing is going to be, more or less, how long, according to our planning, the implementation is going to take, and all of that detail. So it was a bit of back and forth in the beginning before we could really start and go ahead and design these dashboards for them.
Okay. I think I remember that they didn't even use all of procurement, right? So I guess that may also have been a challenge if you get these dashboards, this idea of what data I want to see, but you don't create it in Oracle.
Yeah. So my suggestion from the start was that we keep the third-party applications, the data that's coming from that side, separate. And because of that, there were some gaps in some of the dashboards with regards to the Oracle data, especially on the real life data when they were drilling down on it. But yeah, they were still able to see those in a summary or in an analysis. We just tried to keep it separate when we designed the dashboards for them.
Okay. Why was that the suggestion? Because it's not real time, or what's the idea behind that?
Yeah, that's correct. Because it's not part of the whole procurement process that's happening inside of Oracle Cloud, but it's still data that's related to their procurement process. We split it like that for them, and it worked out for them. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's very interesting. I think I could imagine one more thing from my experience. I do know that not everybody necessarily understands the different security not levels, but the different roles and read-only access, etc. on on OTBI, because I remember we put some dashboards in and they come back empty, and then everybody's kind of worried that the dashboards don't work. Do you face the same problem here?
We did. We definitely did. I remember there was one consultant, one senior analyst, that I was working with, that they appointed on this specific project. And I think he was appointed as a type of contingent worker. So from the get-go, they didn't plan accordingly with regards to his roles, especially in the OTBI environment. And that kind of hold him up, especially where I was supposed to train him, because he couldn't see exactly the same data that I was seeing and that he was supposed to be seeing. So just to understand, you get duty roles, you get job roles, you get data security roles, and then you get like report creation roles as well, where you can go ahead and create, because I know this is also an issue with them. You can go ahead and create a whole dashboard, and you can give everybody viewing rights on that dashboard that needs the viewing rights, obviously. But you can lock the dashboard so that it doesn't get changed or edited, apart from the filters that you added to it, or the prompts that you added to it. So there was a lot to learn them about the whole security and protecting and seeing and editing of the analysis, and why two users do not necessarily see the same amount of data on an analysis. What's influencing that, just to kind of get that out of the way so that everybody is seeing exactly the same data analysis. So yeah, that was a bit of a challenge. Obviously, they have processes that you need to follow to request these roles, and then you need to give like a little bit of a explanation why this needs to happen. But luckily, it's all included in the Oracle packages, so you're not really paying extra for it. It just needs to be assigned correctly.
Yeah, because I think that's one of the main concerns that people have. As soon as they hear roles, they think, oh God, my licensing, I don't want to pay more so people can see the analysis. But you don't have to, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, interesting. I think I heard you talking about before you can, could also push the data out to Power BI if you wanted, right? And there you don't necessarily have the security anyways.
Yeah, especially if you need a lot of complex queries, I would advise for later analysis on the data, I would advise to then push it out to Power BI to take the data further and do those queries and then take your analysis further from there.
Okay, cool. Now, that's very interesting. I think this is good to know for a lot of people because procurement is probably arguably one of the things that people today struggle with the most when implementing Oracle Cloud, because of it doesn't really feel like it fits for services. I don't really see how to build my commodity dependent buying, etc. And I think insight on what you're actually doing is super valuable. So yeah, thank you very much for your time, Marelise. It was great having you. How can people reach out to you if they need your personal help on their project?
I would ask you to include my link below, so they can make an appointment with me on the link below, and then we can set up a meeting to chat if they need further assistance with their OTBI creation.
Right, folks. We have a quick chat link where you have time slots that you can choose directly from Marelise's calendar, so super easy and convenient. So you can just get an idea on what is required on your project and how to approach your specific situation. So yeah, feel free to reach out to her. From me, thank you for joining in today, and then see you probably next week with another podcast or video interview for Ask the Expert.